Hi, welcome to the launch of the Higher Education Democracy Exchange, or as we call HEDEX. I'm Bobby Lauer, the president of Campus Compact.
Hi, everyone. I'm Ashley Finley. I'm the Vice President of Research and Senior Advisor to the President at AAC&U, the American Association of Colleges and Universities.
We are so excited to see the hundreds of you that are already with us, and we know so many more are joining. The response has been incredible. We are so proud that Campus Compact and AAC&U have come together to develop and launch HEDEX. We are also thankful to be in partnership with More Perfect and UVA's Karsh Institute of Democracy on this critical project. Democracy work across higher education has never lacked innovation or commitment. What it has often lacked, though, is connection. Too many people have been building remarkable programs, tackling similar challenges, and creating incredible resources in parallel, without an easy way to find one another, to learn from one another, or to build on each other's work. HEDEX was created to change that. It is designed to make it easier to discover the people, ideas, resources, and stories so that we can all spend less time reinventing the wheel and more time advancing this critical work together.
What we really hope is that HEDX becomes an essential infrastructure for you, your partners, and your colleagues across the country as we work together to strengthen democracy through higher education. Thank you for being here as we efficiently open the doors to something that has really, truly been a labor of love. So many of you already have contributed your time, your ideas, your questions, your feedback, your encouragement, and certainly your partnership along the way. From the very beginning, we have centered a spirit of inclusion, collective input, and effort as we've developed HEDX, in large part because that is what our shared democracy has always been about. And it's what our institutions aspire to do every day. And we believe it is that commitment, that idea that we can build a space for all of us that we believe will make HEDX successful for years to come.
We especially want to thank the IBIS Group and their board chair, Chi Kim, and everyone at More Perfect, particularly John Bridgeland, for believing in this vision from the very beginning and making it a reality. Our HEDX advisors have been with us the entire time. They have shaped and driven the functionality and design and pushed back and demanded that we do something that is truly field-facing. A huge heartfelt thank you to Marisol, Kay, Noah, Melanie, Deanna, Karame, Alex, Sanda, Rashawn, and Gabe. I know my colleague is putting a link in chat so you can learn more about all of these incredible advisors and civic leaders. We've also had thoughtful partners along the way at ImageX and Original Strategies, and we are so appreciative to their entire teams. And finally, but definitely not last, thank you to Elisa Jimenez, who has served as the HEDX project manager and has truly been the glue and driver to deliver HEDX to this community. As evidenced by that list of thank yous, HEDX is the direct result of the generosity of you and so many other people who have helped shape it. And today is definitely not a finish line. It's actually just a starting point, because HEDX is a platform that will only be as valuable as the people who use it, contribute to it, and shape where it goes from here. We hope that you not only explore HEDX today and the days to come, but that you return often, that you share your work, that you connect with colleagues, and you help us continue building something that serves this field for years to come.
I want to underscore that point, the imperative of your engagement. Today is about putting something out in the world, but its staying power will depend on you. It will depend on all of us. HEDX will continue to get better as you engage, as you invite your colleagues to engage. Together, we will make it better, more robust, and more valuable. So, as Bobby just said, please come back often. Continue to contribute your ideas, continue to add content, Continue to tell us about your user experience so that we can make that better too. And now, instead of just simply telling you about HEDEX, we're excited to show you. We're going to provide you an exclusive first look at the platform, and then after that, we're going to invite some of our friends from the field to share their perspective on why HEDEX matters.
HEDEX is a central organizing hub for advancing civic engagement in higher education and beyond. An online platform that provides the infrastructure for the people, projects, and practice of advancing democratic principles in higher ed. A space for sharing best practices and actionable plans, and fostering radical collaboration. Let's take a quick tour. The Practitioners Directory connects those needing expertise and strategies with a range of vetted civic practitioners, including scholars, faculty, community leaders, students, and consultants. The Data Dashboard links diverse strands of civic evidence to visualize the opportunity for civic impact within and beyond higher education. The Credential Clearinghouse showcases how civic skills are recognized, validated, and valued components of thriving communities and economies. The Resource Hub offers access practices, strategies, and tools for civic impact across campuses and communities, helping you create opportunities for transformation at scale. HEDEX users can also access My Workspace, a specially curated area for content, resources, and connections. This means each visit fosters ongoing learning and connection with no need to start over. Higher education has always played a role in preparing students to participate in democratic life and strengthen their communities. And it's never been more important than now to expand civic literacy and combat misinformation. Let's reimagine the role of higher education in promoting civic engagement and advancing democratic principles. Because higher education benefits from a place where civic needs meet a network of civic skills, where civic evidence meets storytelling, where civic innovation meets the power to grow. And that place is here. HEDEX.
Hi, all. Thank you so much for being here today. HEDEX is truly built for people like those of you here in the audience. It's really built for you, by you. And to truly speak to that, we've invited 6 civic leaders to here today to discuss and reflect on how HEDEX is useful for them. And we're hopeful that this will resonate with you. This will go quick. We're so excited to have all 6 of these speakers here today. And so they're going to be going straight from one to the other. And with that, to kick off, I'm really excited and pleased to invite our first speaker, Melody Barnes, the Executive Director for UVA's Karsh Institute of Democracy.
Thank you so much, Elisa, for that wonderful introduction and for hosting us this afternoon. I cannot tell you how excited I am to be with the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of you who have gathered, and how proud I am that the Karsh Institute of Democracy has been a partner and supporter of this effort. And today we launch HEDEX. You know, one of the things that I've learned over the years, both in my prior career and in my time at the University of Virginia, is that some of the most innovative and interesting work strengthening democracy is taking place on campuses of universities and colleges across the country. But I think we also know, if we're honest with one another, when we go back to our campuses, sometimes we don't on the second floor know what's happening on the fourth floor, much less what's happening across campuses around the country. And too often we are finding out at conferences or we're having chance conversations, and that's the way that we're learning about this exciting work. That's why I'm so excited about HEDEX and about today's launch. HEDEX is designed, and I think Bobby and Ashley were speaking to this a few minutes ago, it is designed to connect people and ideas and institutions. It's designed so that we can see the wonderful work that's taking place around the country. It's also designed so that we can learn from one another and so that we can develop collaboration and so that we can develop a robust community of practice so that we can continue to share what we're learning and what we're doing on our own campuses. I think we all know that the challenges that are facing democracy are much larger than any institution of any type can handle alone. But instead, meeting those challenges requires shared leadership. It requires us to share information and the things that we're learning. And HEDEX is going to provide us with the foundation to be able to do that work. I believe, and I think all of you do too, that higher education has an essential role to play in ensuring that we're preparing citizens from around the country and across the world to be prepared for democratic leadership and to strengthen the institutions necessary for self-government. Because of that, HEDEX is so important because it's going to make our work easier. So with that, I want to thank everyone who's been involved in making today possible and say congratulations to all of those who envisioned this idea so many years ago and have brought us to this moment today. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Melody. I couldn't agree more with you about the excitement of this launch, and along with the important role that higher education has to play in our civic development. I'm Nick Longo, and I'm the brand new director of the Democracy Lab at Rutgers University, where we're creating spaces for students to have productive experiences practicing democracy. And we realize our success requires building connections to learn from best practices on other campuses. We don't want to waste time reinventing the wheel, as Bobby noted in her opening. So you should know I got a sneak peek of HEDEX, and I got to see some of the really useful tools and the useful database that is there to help us do just that, to make those connections. So I just want to give one example of what I found. One of the things that we're hoping to create is a micro-credential program around dialogue and democracy. And I was able to find several practical examples of badging programs on other campuses quickly using HEDEX. HEDEX also provides critical civic credentials for students that validate their public work, and then it helps them to map out pathways for them to develop as civic leaders. So that's research that was easier to do because of HEDEX is a tool that puts civic learning materials all in one place. I expect this to be a valuable resource for advancing the field of civic studies. So now I'm excited to hear from Zoe Jenkins, the director of the Civic Trust and Recruitment of Civic Unplugged.
Hi, y'all. Thank you so much, Nick. And yeah, I wear a couple different hats working at Civics Unplugged and at Kentucky Student Voice Team, but I'm really here to talk about the student experience as someone who just graduated from UVA last year. I know that student networks in this space are usually informal and rely on passing conversations that are hard to follow up on. And I'm excited about HEDEX providing this formalized cross-institutional network for us, but also an opportunity to really recognize the work that young people do, that it's not passing and temporary, but that we're true talented civic practitioners and experts, and should be on the same platform with many of the other incredible folks who are joining. And so really excited for two big reasons. The first, I already kind of said, just validating the work that students are doing so it can be replicated and built upon across multiple campuses, but then also just connecting students across different campuses to learn from each other and stay connected, but especially as we navigate turning this passion that we find oftentimes in college into professional work, things that we're going to do for the rest of our careers. And that's going to require some lifelong commitments to learning and expanding our skill sets. And that's exactly what this platform makes possible through the credentials and the resources so that young leaders can really expand our capacities, especially when our skills to do this work are evolving so quickly. So just super excited like everyone else. And I'm so excited to hand it over to Deanna, Associate Vice Chancellor at Maricopa Community Colleges.
Thank you, Zoe. Thanks for bringing fresh perspective and passion on behalf of student leaders, and frankly, reminding us why we do what we do in our work in higher education. It's my honor to offer a community college perspective on the HEDEX work. And community colleges really are embedded in the communities that we serve, and the civic mission is embedded in our work. And while challenges face higher education generally as a sector, these are often exacerbated at the community college level. Community colleges as a sector generally serve communities most in need and students most in need while being under-resourced as a sector. So what I like to say is community colleges are lean, mean civic machines that don't have time to waste. And so to have a hub where we can readily connect with other practitioners and leaders across the country, easily find best practices, easily plug into programs without having to waste time or resources, that is really what we are about. My role at Maricopa, I have the distinct honor of supporting our civic engagement work across the system and supporting the incredible staff and faculty that work in this space. So to have a place where we can share best practices and ideas from across the country is really an invaluable tool. So a real congratulations to the team that put this together, all of the folks that have dedicated their time and resources to bringing this hub alive for us as a sector. Super exciting. Just again, congratulations to everyone that's involved. I now turn it over to Harry Hugh from Project Pericles, Communications and Civic Impact Coordinator, to share a few additional thoughts.
Thanks, Deanna. It's so great to hear about how learning can happen in so many different ways across so many different institutions. I can provide a recent graduate perspective as someone who's just started at Project Pericles 1 year in, and I can say navigating the higher education landscape can be pretty daunting with so many civic engagement resources out there. So one thing that I really appreciate about HEDEX is being able to see this centralized hub for organizations of all different size and scale to navigate and connect with other professionals and many young ones like myself to stay current and up to date on the latest developments. I really appreciate how the platform also offers an opportunity for organizations like ours to provide storytelling and data to share the impact that we're making and also see the impact that others are making too. I'll also say, as a younger recent grad, in college, I would have benefited from being able to see the other civic practitioners in the space of Pennsylvania. So one thing that I really appreciate about HEDEX is that it allows people to see in other organizations and scale their impact without having to build networks from scratch. Congratulations to the whole team on building this remarkable project, and I'm excited to see what's to come. I'm going to pass it now over to Christina Roberts, Managing Director of Strategic Partners of More Perfect.
Thanks so much, Harry, and I'll echo your congratulations to the whole team. I'm Christina Roberts with More Perfect, where we're advancing 5 foundational democracy goals, all of which have high relevance to education on college campuses, and we're making significant progress on each of them in a tough environment. HEDEX will feature the many innovative ways in which higher education is advancing these goals and what can be brought to scale. A special thanks to Chi Kim and the IBIS group, whose vital support made building HEDEX possible. Chi teaches in college, so she understands firsthand how important this work is. And special thanks again to the Lumina Foundation, Jamie Marasotis and Terry Taylor, Mel and Stephanie at Karsh, Bobby and Alyssa at Campus Compact, and Ashley at AAC&U, and More Perfect's John Bridgeland. Consider this your official invitation to join HEDEX, submit your own content, and actively participate in this democratic exchange so that as students move from campus to country, they are well educated and prepared to engage in our democracy. Thanks so much.
Thank you all so much to all of our speakers and to all of those who have joined today, and especially to all of those who have been a part of building this. Truly, this is just the beginning. HEDEX is for us, it's built by us, it's intended to grow with us. So with that, please join us. HEDEX is live. You can go on the website now, and we're so excited for you to build alongside us.